And welcome back on Take Action News. This is executive producer Daniel Marins in the chair this hour, Saturday, March 23rd. Joining me now to discuss President Obama's recent trip to Israel is Michael Cohen. He writes for The Guardian U.S. He's also a fellow at the Century Foundation and an author of a book and also it's called Live from the Campaign Trail, the Greatest Presidential Campaign Speeches of the 20th Century and How They Shaped Modern America. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Michael, I understand you also have a forthcoming book. Am I right?
I am presently writing a book on the 1968 presidential election. So, yeah.
Those were exciting times.
They were very exciting times. Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
Fascinating era. So let's get right to it. At the tail end of President Obama's now, some are saying, historic trip to Israel, there was actually some news about policy action and not just speeches. And that is that President Obama managed to negotiate a deal between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Turkish Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan over the still unresolved, at that time unresolved dispute over the Israeli killing of 9 Turkish citizens aboard the Mavi Marmara flotilla to Gaza. Was that surprising to you?
Not completely. I mean, I think this was sort of a long time coming. I think both sides, there was a need for resolution of this issue, and it certainly plays out well, I would imagine, for both Israel and for Turkey. And it makes Netanyahu look good in the sense that he appears to be at least more congenial, I guess, toward U.S. diplomacy. I think giving up an apology on the flotilla, while certainly painful in one regard, is a lot easier than having to give up any real concessions on the peace process, which there certainly were none of that on this trip as well. So I think in that sense it probably was it may seem like a heavy lift for Netanyahu and the Israeli government, but I imagine it was probably an obvious move for them to make.
Now, obviously, recently the Turkish Prime Minister got himself in trouble, or at least caused some controversy, basically saying that Zionism, the idea of Jewish nationalism that on which Israel is rooted, was a form of hatred or racism. What role did that play in this, if any?
Hard to say. I mean, the relation between Turkey and Israel has always been pretty strong, although, it's obviously suffered in recent years, partly because of the flotilla issue, partly, I think, because of, Israel's move to the right politically, and certainly the change in leadership in Turkey, with Erdogan taking power there. I think there's been this general drift between the two sides, and that comment you mentioned was certainly speaks to how fractured relations have become between the two countries. And I think in the case for Israel, I think this was a bad situation for them. I mean, Turkey is one of the few countries that is an ally in the region, and sticking a sharp finger in their eye, as they had done on the flotilla issue, was not good for Israeli diplomacy. So I think this is actually a really positive thing for Israel, a positive thing for the region. It's a positive thing for the U.S. to not have two key allies fighting like this. But I think this situation evolved in part because I think the Israeli government took a rather overly dogmatic position on this, and I think made a bad situation worse. They should have apologized a long time ago, I think, for the flotilla incident. And even with Turkey's provocation, the statements of provocation, I think in the end, this is something that had to happen for Israel's sake, and I think they're probably pretty glad that it did eventually, even though they were forced to be the one to sort of have to show some leg and apologize.
It's such an interesting point. I don't know that people realize just the extent of the legacy that incident had within Israel, and obviously within Turkey that is sort of well known. But for instance, the Palestinian citizen of Israel and member of parliament Hanine Zouabi, who is considered by many to be a very prominent and aspiring leader in the the Palestinian citizens of Israel community, was on the Mavi Marmara. And literally, she cannot get up to speak in the Knesset, in the Israeli parliament, without right-wing or even centrist members of parliament shouting her down, in some cases going up to her and physically attacking her, all because she was on that Gaza flotilla. And I wonder if the resolution of that dispute between the leaders of Turkey and Israel may ease some of the domestic tensions about it as well.
Perhaps, although I think animosity directed toward her runs far deeper than just the flotilla incident. She's a rather provocative spokesman for Israeli heirs to the Palestinian cause, and there was an article recently, I think it was in Foreign Policy, that called her the most hated woman in Israel. She's not a popular figure among many right-wing Israelis. In fact, among some left-wing Israelis also. So I think for her sake, at least, I'm not sure the hostility is going to diminish anytime soon. Again, I think the consequence of this is it's a good thing for Israel. It's a good thing not to have this kind of fractured relationship with a country that is one of their few allies in the region. I don't think that you're going to see the kind of relationship between Turkey and Israel moving forward that we've had in the past. That's been incredibly positive. I think there are lots of good reasons for Turkey to not want to have that kind of relationship with Israel, mostly for domestic reasons, but also for regional reasons. But at the very least, if we can get past this current incident, at least we can maybe come to some sort of stasis between the two countries.